Hi, welcome back to Let's Chat. I'm your host for tonight, Nikki Luciano. We're joined again by Missy, Destiny, and Mason. Tonight we're going to be talking about several topics, and I hope that some of you comment and give us your input. It's nice to hear other people's opinions. I'm going to be talking for a few minutes until Mason gets back in here. Anything new with anybody here? What have you been up to?
No good.
No good.
I don't know, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Countdown, tomorrow's July was the last day, so like getting ready for the pageant.
That's right. I forgot about that. All these young moms with their kids still in school, and this is their final week here in Wisconsin. Tomorrow, 2 of my grandchildren have their last day of school. It's pretty exciting. The moms can't wait until it's over.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. We got in our in the groove of like, getting up at a certain time, and except for this morning, I don't know, because Delilah was sleeping next to me last night because it was a rough night, and at one point she like traveled from one end of the bed to the other with the remote, and I had to like chase her down because she kept turning the TV up in her sleep. So then I had to get the remote from her, and then normally I get up at 6:45 in the morning so that I can have my like 10 minutes of like me time, wake up, go pee, do what I got to do. Mm-hmm. Well, for some reason I rolled over, I looked at the clock, it's 8 a.m. We walked out the door at 8:20. And so, needless to say, it was a very like
drill sergeant Missy came out, and it was move it, let's go, get your butt in the car.
It actually went really smooth. It wasn't. I mean, I kept having a reminder like, okay, let's go. The doors unlock at the school at a certain time. Like, we have to be there. Let's go. And I already had it in my head. We're gonna be late. You're gonna get a truancy mark for being late because you get a truancy mark even if you're 5 minutes late for school. Yeah. It's stupid. She's there.
Yeah, I know. Don't even get me started on the school system and their bogus rules and their bogus system, period.
Yeah, like we could do a whole podcast on that one. But we literally walked out the door at 8:23.
Oh my God.
We made it. I was like, okay. Because we have to get there
certain times because otherwise they lock the doors and you got to be buzzed in.
Well, not even that, but like the way the parking is and everything, there's no parking lot for the kindergarten drop-off. For 4K, 5K, there's no parking lot. You park on the street and you just have to play like Russian roulette and like try to just like run across the street and hope that traffic will stop for you.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, I've always called it Little Milwaukee out there. So.
Yeah. The other grades have their parking lots for pickup drop-off lines and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You think like, hey, let's have the older kids cross the street and the kindergartners can be safely dropped off into a parking lot down here away from danger. No, they start them off living life on the edge.
I know this isn't my Sunday afternoon Supernatural Sunday, but I just wanted to mention that we've been having a little bit of unusual spirit activity around here lately. Last night, 3 times I was woken up by a man's voice whispering in my ear. It was a loud whisper.
Yeah, what was the thing?
Well, the first time he said, click it. So I think they wanted me to turn off the TV.
Yeah.
And it was like an order.
Commercial.
He was like shouting, not shouting, but loudly whispering, click it. And it startled me awake. And I was like, you know what? I don't even care right now. I was so tired last night when I went to bed.
Yeah.
And because I'm always doing a million things. So, and if I'm not physically doing it, I'm thinking about all the things that I've got to do. My brain is just scrambled eggs right now. The next 2 times, I don't remember exactly what they said, but it was like sentences. They actually said sentences.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Somebody's trying to
And
get
that's
my
weird
attention again.
because, like, and I know it's not Supernatural Sunday, but last night Maverick was freaking out and he wouldn't sit on the couch unless Tanner or I were sitting there right next to him and he was like touching us. Wouldn't sit on the couch, wouldn't go potty in the bathroom, wouldn't, like, he was just like 2 hours straight last night, just like crying. And he was just hiding under his blanket. But every time we would try to move away from the couch, he would freak out. And then he like does this, like puts his arms up like he's cold, and he goes scared, scared.
Yeah.
And Tanner's like, "What are you scared of? Like, we've lived here your whole life. What are you scared of?"
Yeah.
And he points to the kitchen. He goes, "Ghost." And we're like, "No, there's not a ghost in there." He goes, "Yeah, ghost."
Well, that's kind of ironic that you brought that up because I was talking to Haley, my other daughter, just today, and I guess last night, was it last night or the night before? Dallas. Her oldest son, Dallas, who's going to be 8 in August, had a dream that he was in hell. And some woman was talking to him saying, Dallas, my name is Rose and I'm in hell because I shot myself and killed myself. And suicide is a mortal sin, she told him.
Yeah.
And he saw the flames of hell and everything.
Yeah.
And now we're talking a kid that's going to be 8 years old that is afraid to go to sleep at night, not with he won't settle for having a nightlight on.
Yeah.
The ceiling light actually has to be on.
Yeah.
And when he goes to the bathroom now, he has the door wide open and he's got his foot there so that nothing can, close the door on him.
And you've been on the phone a couple times where we're like, okay, we're turning off the light. It's time to calm down, get ready for bed. And Maverick just starts screaming, no, turn off light, no, turn off light. Like, he just freaks out. And then last night he wanted to sleep with his fire truck and his police truck.
Yeah.
Because he said he wanted his trucks would protect him, or however he said it.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, we'll just put him right here. I put the trucks on the end table so we could go to bed. And he starts freaking out. No, ghost, take my toys. Ghost, take my toys. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, the ghost is not going to take your toys. I'm like, you're fine, whatever. He slept literally on me. And I had the truck and the fire truck, or the truck and the cop car on the end table. Mm-hmm. And when we woke up, 8 o'clock in the morning, chaos ensued. They're down by the toy box.
Wow.
And Maverick didn't move. He was on me all night. I wish he would have moved. But he didn't get up. He didn't do nothing. Like, nobody touched them. I asked Tanner. Nobody touched anything. All the kids were conked out, comatose, sleeping.
Yeah.
And the trucks went from on the table to across the room over by the toy box.
Now, see, the average listener is probably thinking kids have nightmares. Kids are afraid of the boogeyman. But did they ever stop to think that maybe their child is actually seeing things and hearing things, and it's for real? Like kids that have imaginary friends. Mm-hmm. Who's to say that that's not really a ghost or some kind of entity?
I'll have to send you the video. There's a video that's on, I believe it's on Facebook right now. And it said, when imaginary friends go wrong. And this dad he hears his daughter talking in the other room. So he turns on the camera and he goes in there thinking he's going to, videotape this cute little like scene of her playing. Well, she's sitting on their bed and her back is towards the door and he's calling her name. Well, you see another kid, like it looks like she's playing with a friend.
Yeah, kind of lean over and peek around.
Yeah, and look at the dad and then lean back so she's like facing the kid again. There's no break in the camera. There's no editing. You can totally tell like this is legit. He's scanning and he goes around his daughter. There's nobody sitting on that bed in front of her. Nobody.
Well, before we get into a whole supernatural
Like
Sunday
again.
episode. Tonight, I think the first topic I'd like to talk about is why do we try so hard to people please? And I'd like to get everybody's input on that. I'm going to list my two things because I know I'm guilty of it.
So I Googled, why do we people please?
Okay.
Just because it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and I woke up. Poor self-esteem. Sometimes people engage in people-pleasing behavior because they don't value their own desires and needs due to a lack of self-confidence. People pleasers have a need for external validation that they may feel that doing things for others will lead to approval and acceptance.
Yeah, that was one of mine. I have, because like I said, from my own personal experience, I'm guilty of people pleasing for acceptance. And the second thing is to keep the peace, at least with my kids. And I think a lot of moms will tell you the same thing. You go out of your way, you bend over backwards and try to do whatever you can to make your kids, one, accept you, two, so there's no bitching, you know? I don't know. What about you?
I don't know if I like purposefully like try to people please.
I think in a way you do, and I'm not trying to ridicule you at all because I just told Mason the other day, I think Missy is a very caring, big-hearted, generous person, generous to a fault, where almost every time you come here, you're bearing gifts, you know, like tonight, you brought me the candle, you know, and that's a people pleaser thing, in a sense.
I mean, I guess, it's more like, I just want people to know, like, hey, I was out and about and I saw this and I thought of you, like, I thought you'd like this type thing, you know. It's not like, here, love me more, here's a candle. Like,
no, I didn't mean love me more.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, when you think of people pleasing, you do things for others so that they like you more. And
I think there's different levels of people pleasing too, you know. Just look at like a domestic violence situation, okay? The victim is going to go out of their way to make sure that that person, you know, their abuser, is happy and doesn't, you know, you don't trip their trigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In everyday life, like mothers are always trying to people please. Always.
Yeah.
To an extent, there are moms that don't give a crap, you know, and I don't think they should have ever had children, but.
There's some days where I don't, but like, just go. I don't want to hear it.
Well, we all have those days.
Yeah, like, I just need 5 minutes of no.
And it depends too. Like if you got somebody in your life that, you know, they set the mood for the day and you're just like, yeah, you can all kiss my ass. Yeah, you're not going to people please on that day.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I've tried like people pleasing with like certain people and it just doesn't work. So you just like give up. You're like, okay, well, if you don't like me, you don't like me. You're stuck with me for a while. So get over it.
Yeah. Anyone else? No? How about boundaries and deal breakers? What are your boundaries in life and what are your deal breakers? Like, whether it be in a relationship.
I would say like there's going to be boundaries and deal breakers for every like situation. It's going to have their own like boundaries and deal breakers. Like,
give me some examples of yours with certain people, like in a relationship. Like if you were, well, like with you and Tanner, what are your boundaries and what are your deal breakers?
Don't text another female. Don't be talking to another female. Don't show another female attention. I mean, you can be like friendly, like hi, you know, like whatever. But you don't need to be going out of your way texting people. You don't need to be, sending pictures. You don't need to be entertaining any other thought.
I have 3.
That'd be my deal breaker. I find out you're talking to another girl like that, and have fun. It's a long trip to Minnesota on foot because you're not taking my truck.
I have 3. Don't lie to me, don't cheat on me, and don't you dare ever put your hands on me in a violent way. Those 3 things will result in you go to work tomorrow and you come home and me and all my shit are gone. You will never hear from me or see me again.
See, I won't pack up and leave. I'll put you out. Like I did the pack up and leave thing. That's no fun.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn.
Oh no, he can have the mortgage. I don't want it.
And they're gonna pay for it. So.
How about you, Mason? Do you have any deal breakers or boundaries? He's thinking on it.
I also don't like a deal breaker for me would be like a guy coming in with like these male chauvinist pig like expectations of what I'm supposed to do.
Well, that I can put him in check real quick.
Well, I'm saying it's gonna be a deal breaker. Like I'm not here to fix your problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're here to work on a relationship together. Mm-hmm. And there is no 50-50 in a relationship. It's 100-100. You give 100%, yeah, I give 100%.
100%.
So 100%, if there's dirty dishes in the sink, you can help out with those. 100%, if you're hungry and I haven't made dinner yet, you can make dinner.
See, I got this thing, you might call it a double standard, but Dad brings home X amount of dollars, right? He pays my bills. My bills are paid, okay? He busts his ass 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. He's going to be the first one to get served dinner. And I will bring it to you.
Yeah.
But when there's a lull in work and you're not working, well, you can get off your hairy little butt and get it yourself.
Yeah. See,
if you're not working, like, I'm not working.
See, for me, it's like, yeah, Tanner goes to work every day, he puts in his hours, blah, blah, blah. So do I. Like, I've got little kids at home.
Yeah.
It is mentally, physically, and emotionally draining being home with them all day long, especially, Lyric being sick right now. She's got a double ear infection, swollen tonsils. They're talking about having to take her tonsils out, the whole 9.
Yeah.
So, like dealing with getting Delilah to school and then potty training Maverick and dealing with Lyric and them being pregnant on top of it. I don't care how many hours a day you put in. I'm up at night too with the kids. So if you come home and dinner's not done, not sorry. I had other things a little bit more important to do at this time.
Well, see, that's where I was blessed because your dad and I raised 8 kids together.
Yeah.
Which means, and I didn't force him. Mm-hmm. When I had a baby at home, he would get up with me in the middle of the night, make sure, he went and got the formula. He heated it up. He was not afraid of changing a diaper.
Yeah.
He put on Desitin. Mm-hmm. He put on, or I used A&D ointment. I don't know why Desitin even came into my brain. He never called it babysitting. If I had somewhere to go and something to do, I really loathe that in a man that when they say, "Oh, I'm babysitting tonight. I can't do something."
Yeah.
Babysitting is for somebody else's kids.
Yeah.
We went into this equal partners.
Yeah. I mean, Tanner will come home and he'll help out and do stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, he's going to be home at this time. I better have dinner on it. No. If I've got other things going on, like.
Well, when Dad was working 2 jobs, yeah, I made sure I had dinner at a certain time. And I made sure that it was hot when he got home. And I made sure that he was the first one to eat. And, everybody else came second.
Yeah.
But that's the way our relationship worked. I'm not saying that's right for everybody. You do you. and I'll do me.
And he
you know?
doesn't force you to do it.
No,
You
he
do it
doesn't.
on your own free will. It's just something you want to do.
Yeah.
He doesn't force you to do it.
No.
He's not going to smash your face on
But
the
that's what
couch.
I'm saying, you know, like the male chauvinist pig attitude, you come at me with that, and I've done it on my own before. I'll do it again. Like,
I am not
You're not
afraid to put a guy in his place and let him know that I'm a mom, but I'm not yours.
Yeah.
So get up off your ass and do it yourself.
no, it comes down to that, and it's not even, there's no argument about it. Just leave.
Yeah.
There's no sense. You'd have more luck talking to the wall and getting a better response because, I mean, there's people in our lives that we know that have that male chauvinist pig attitude, and
And I have no idea where the hell they got it from.
yeah, I'm saying not even just family, like other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And once they're in that mindset, there's no changing it. So
Oh,
what's
I
the
know.
point of even trying? You know, like you'd be better off just going and doing your own thing.
I just don't know how any female would allow themselves to be treated like a second-class citizen, you know?
Yeah, because Tanner ever came home and was like, "Oh, you didn't do nothing today. What'd you do today?" Those would be his final words.
I take him by the ear and take him on tour of the house and show him everything
No,
I do.
he'd just be done. Like,
See, Dad and I may have only dated for 3 months before we got married, but in that 3 months, we took the time to get to know each other's mind, you know. He wanted to know everything about me. We talked about, you know, having a family. We talked about, you know, what are your thoughts on having a family? How many kids do you want to have? And I told him right out, I want a large family because I grew up and we had 4 kids in my family. And I was the oldest, and my sister Maria is the youngest, but we weren't together under one roof as a family, you know. I was, 22, 23 when Marie came along, and she was a menopause baby, like, oops, there she is. But I don't think I could be closer to any of my siblings than I am with Marie. You know, I don't know. But we just got to know each other, you know. I knew about his family, his upbringing. His family was very old fashioned, but Dad's mom was very, very in tune with everything that her children were doing, you know.
Yep.
She was kind of pain in the ass-ish, but now that I'm older, because I got married at 17 years old, I thought she was a pain in the ass back then. But now that I'm a mom of 8, I really understand where she was coming from. You know, I'm a very persistent mom. I want to know everything. I try to know everything. I investigate like the CIA. And I was very strict. I was the disciplinarian in my family, you know, in my growing up. I mean, raising my kids. And Dad went to work. He came home. He wrestled with the boys and played. And, you know, he was the fun guy. And I was the bitch that they dealt with all day, you know. But nowadays, you don't really have that with relationships. People meet and, you know, as long as their political views are similar and everything is so disposable nowadays, you know. We got in a fight, so we're getting a divorce. If that were the case, I would have been divorced 41 years ago.
Yeah.
But when I took my vows before God in the church, I said, you know, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer. And let me tell you, we've been poor. We have had winters where, you know, we got $23 to last all week. What are we eating? A lot of macaroni and cheese, let me tell you. You ever want to know how to be poor? Come to my house. I can show you because I've lived it. I thought you were grasping at something. You would put your hand out like that.
Grasping straws.
Dust. Let's see. Anybody else got boundaries or deal breakers?
It's when no one answers. It sounds like no one has boundaries.
Yeah. No, boundaries.
Nothing?
No. Just don't disrespect my family.
I like that one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that. Dad is living proof of that because he chose me over his family.
Mhm.
And it's one thing, like I can talk bad about my siblings, like I can be mad at my siblings.
She's mad at us a lot. So.
And like not agree with what they're doing, and like I can talk garbage about people. You
Mhm.
open your mouth one time,
Mhm.
we're gonna have words. Like, no, that's not for you to say.
Yeah.
Turn around, look at your family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, how about we go with regrets? Anybody got regrets?
Not putting myself first.
Yeah.
Like not making time for myself.
That's
Oof.
it?
It's a good
No.
one.
That's not it, but that was just like
Okay.
the one I thought of at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
You want to go around the room? You want to go around the room and everybody list one at a time? Okay, Missy said her regret was not putting herself first.
I would say not doing the schooling stuff sooner,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't the person back then that I am now. I feel like everything worked out the way it was supposed to.
You probably would have made less wise of a choice back then, or
Yeah, I wasn't
mentally prepared.
mentally where I am.
Yeah.
So
You've come strides, leaps and bounds,
So I'd maybe say not putting myself first. But that I feel like ties in with the people pleasing.
Yeah.
I let my grades slide to make sure I was doing stuff with Missy, doing stuff with Haley, doing stuff with everybody.
Yeah. Because family has always been in the foremost part of your brain.
Hmm.
What about you, Destiny?
No regrets.
No regrets?
A couple tattoos, but
No.
One of mine is not spending more time with my grandma Rose when she was still alive. After I got married, I mean, we were married, 5 months, and then she passed away. And I never once invited her to my first apartment. There's just more things that I wish I could have done for her. If we knew the expiration date of people,
I mean, everybody would act totally different towards people if you knew the expiration date.
well, maybe that's a good thing. But like I was telling Haley today, if we knew our expiration date, because she brought it up, she was like, oh, I wish we all knew when we were going to die. I says, do you know how many fools there would be out there in the world, more than there is now already? But people would be jumping out of airplanes. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to die today anyway. I've got, 19 years to go. People would be like walking out in front of buses, not looking for traffic, if we knew we weren't going to die today.
I mean, you can have an expiration date, but just like, with milk, you do something stupid with it, it's gonna go bad. Not be able to use. So, I mean, walk out in front of a bus like 5 years before you're supposed to die, you're gonna die. You're gonna die sooner than expected. I just
look at her.
I just don't want, like, if I knew when I was gonna die and like, say we walked around with the date on her forehead and people are like, you only got like 2 more weeks. Oh, let me help you with that. Don't be nice to me just because I'm gonna be dying in 2 weeks. You should have been nice to me like the whole time you knew me.
Well, I think you were trying to kill me because you made me laugh as I was inhaling a cigarette.
It's not your time. You got to.
Maybe that's God's way of saying, hey, you should quit.
What did I make you laugh about? I don't think I said anything funny.
It was all funny.
I wasn't trying to be funny.
Okay. I think my second thing would be inhaling that cigarette. That I didn't write my books sooner.
But like Mason with the schooling, like it's in God's time, not our time. Like he lets you know when it's time for you to be doing something. And I just couldn't picture the books getting written at a different time.
And I was, huh? Go ahead.
Oh, I feel like it was at a good time because me, you, and Desi were all involved with it.
Yeah.
If it was any sooner, me and Desi wouldn't have been old enough
Yeah.
to like be a part of it.
And before that, you know, like I was going through the divorce, I was going through this, going through that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, yeah, Delilah was a baby. And then, you know, like Maverick was a baby, but I was still able to come here for weeks at a time, spending.
Thank you,
know,
Tanner.
Spending here, weeks at a time here. There's no hair off his butt. He was like, okay, she's not here to yell at me for a day. Okay. But I just think if it was a different time, it wouldn't have worked out like you're saying, like for all of us to be involved with it the way we were.
I think the biggest regret that I have is that I really never marketed my books properly. And that's because we take the money that we have and we do for our family instead of, putting it into marketing the books. Marketing books is very expensive. And there's so many shysters out there that are going to con you out of your money and do nothing for you. That's a big thing that you got to watch out for too. So I basically pimp my books out on Facebook and other social media outlets. And that's all I can do because my family comes first. I don't have
time to market them. It's not like once, just because the book has been written and done for how long. I was watching, I forgot which talk show was on, but what Melissa McCartney was on? No, McCarthy.
Yeah.
Was on, and I kept it on just because she's freaking hilarious, and I wanted to see what she was gonna do.
Yeah, I love her.
Well, when her and her husband first started dating, he wrote a book.
Yeah.
And it was like a couple dates in, they were dating for like a month or two, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, you want to see my book?" And she's like, "Ho ho ho, yeah, okay." Well, then he handed her a book, and she's like, "Oh, okay." Well, then she like read the book. She's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing."
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, thanks." Put it back up on the shelf. 30 some years later, he finally decided to like start marketing it and publishing it. And
do you think that he had more of a chance on selling his book because he's Melissa McCarthy's husband?
No, if you saw him walking down the street, you wouldn't know who he was. You wouldn't notice it. You wouldn't recognize him at all.
He doesn't have her last name or anything.
No.
Yeah.
He does not like ride on her coattails for nothing.
That's good
like
to know.
He does his own. His everything is separate from her. It was like a religious type, like relationship with God type book that he wrote.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I might be interested in reading it.
I know. I'm gonna have to look up to see what it was because she's like, it was different. She's like, it's not my taste of books or anything. She's like, but it was really well written and this and that and blah, blah, blah. He's put it up on the shelf. Like, it wasn't his time to do it. God told him when, like, I guess he just woke up one day and took the book off the shelf and was like, okay, it's time to do this now.
Well, that's like me. I always, my entire life, I wanted to write my books, especially Fire Within Me. But I would start a draft and I'd leave it on my desk. I'd start another draft and I'd leave it on my desk.
Yeah.
And this, or it would be sitting on the coffee table, or it would be sitting up on the breakfast bar, or it's just, I've got these boxes in storage that are just started. Yeah. It took me, 50 years to actually get off my ass. And what kind of lit the fire under my ass was Mason. He said, I've lived with you my entire life. We all have, but we don't know you. We don't know who you are.
Well,
we don't know anything about you.
goes back to, like my life motto is God's will, not my will.
Yeah.
God's time, not my time. He will tell me when I'm supposed to be doing like the big things in my life.
And I
Like,
do
yeah, I'm
believe
going to
that.
put in the footwork. I'm going to, keep putting forth effort. But he's not going to let me get past this point until it's my time to get past that point.
And I do believe that God works through other people too.
Yeah.
I believe that he spoke through Mason and was like, now's your time.
Mm-hmm.
And I may not be on the bestsellers list or anything like that, but it's just one of
That may
my...
not be God's goal for you. Maybe it's bigger than, you made, top seller list. Maybe God has a different purpose for you to write and your books to be out there.
Well, see, I think I went into it with the wrong idea on everything, Do you remember our powwow sessions, staying up until 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, writing these books and, sitting there dreaming, I mean, everybody dreams, and I'm a quadruple Pisces, so dreamer is right up there with,
See, I'm not a dreamer.
my
like
top
that.
top 10.
Like when
you were involved with it too. We all dreamed. We sat around and we're like, yeah, when I make my first million, we're going to do this and we're going to do that.
Did I say one word when Mom was like, you got to write down what you want in your house? You got to write down what you... I never wrote down anything.
But I went into it with the wrong goals,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody dreams of being rich and famous and, doing big things and leaving a mark on life besides a shit stain, But I don't know. I don't think that was the right mindset to go into it with because I didn't sell a million copies, like Gunnar. Gunnar sells copies and copies and copies of everything. And everything that he does is like, oh, it's up there on this level. And I'm like down here. So it kind of kicked me in the teeth, and I was like sitting there going, well, I think I suck.
Mm-hmm.
I probably suck. Nobody wants to buy my book. But then all of a sudden, like in the last 6 months, I'd say, in the last 6 months, I've had so many people come on private messenger and tell me, I just bought your book and I couldn't put it down. Arlene Dugard, she read my books and she's like chomping at the bit. She wants more,
Yeah.
And she's constantly sending me little messages, little subtle messages, get off your ass and get this going, because I want to read more. I think I went from these big pipe dreams to deflated balloon syndrome. And I think that's why I wasn't writing the next book. I was like, why should I start writing another book when, maybe 1/1,000,000th of the world read my book,
I think no matter what you do in life, you're always going to go through, like, it's always going to be a roller coaster ride. You're always going to have your high points, your low points, your little loop-de-loops, your little swirlies.
Yeah. Well, Gunnar is very self-confident and he knows how to sell himself.
He's also in a totally different genre than you are.
Oh yeah.
It's easier to sell that type of writing than it is. Paranormal's always been
iffy.
An iffy subject for people.
Yeah.
Either they believed or they didn't believe, or they wanted to talk about it or they didn't want to talk about it. It's just, there was no and it's just it's a more limited audience than what he's got.
Well, just through personal observation, I've seen Gunnar's audience and he could sell them snake oil. Okay. He could sell ice cubes to an Eskimo. He could sell charcoal to the devil, I don't have that. I'm a take it or leave it kind of gal. You're either for it or you're not. I'm not going to twist your nipple,
Well, I mean, why force people to?
Yeah, but he doesn't have to force. I can bear witness that man could sell anything.
Yeah. But your life isn't about that. So
Yeah. Okay. I'm out of regrets. What about you? Any more regrets you have?
No, everything happens for a reason.
I like that. Let me ask you something. If you could swap lives right now with anybody, living or dead, who would you swap with? I
Yeah.
like your answer. I like your answer too.
Just like with the regrets thing, did I enjoy getting married, being married, getting divorced? No. But without those steps, I wouldn't have had Mia and Marcello. And without those steps, it wouldn't have led me to meet Tanner
Yeah.
and then have the additional kids. Shut up, those
I'm not saying nothing. That's Mason over here being a clown.
I mean, one little change in your past could have changed your whole life story.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't really sit here and like live in regret because, and I'd have to look it up. I forgot what I posted on Facebook today, but it hit home.
Yeah,
With-
something that you posted today hit home with me too, but I don't remember what it was. We'll give her a moment here to look it up.
So it says, I saw a tweet that said, I feel like I'm constantly worrying about the next part of my life without realizing that I'm right in the middle of what I used to look forward to. And I felt that.
Yeah, I reposted that because I liked it.
I also posted, sometimes I wish it could be the load of laundry in my dryer so I can sit in the dark, quiet space and have everyone ignore me for a week. Which is true.
Yeah,
I mean,
wouldn't we all?
I could use a week.
I don't like alone.
I know.
You don't
I
like
get in my thoughts, and that's a dangerous place for me to be sometimes.
Yeah.
See, that's where I thrive.
No.
When I'm alone, I feel alone.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I can feel alone in a crowd of people.
I mean,
Yeah.
But when I'm absolutely alone in, like at home, I'm in my glory.
The time I like being alone is when I'm driving.
That's when I talk to
Sometimes.
God. That's when I talk to God
I
the
talk to him
most.
all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to him the most. I mean, I don't know how many times just this week I've been like, okay, God, it's just you and me now. There's no interruptions, no distractions.
I saved that one for when I just wake up. My alarm. I just turned off my alarm clock. I lay there. This is kind of my way of getting another 5 minutes in my bed. But
You're using God.
Yeah, we use each other.
Okay.
Yeah, I just lay there for like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay. I don't want to do this. You got to take over.
No matter what time I wake up, God knows better than to talk to me before noon. I'm not the person to talk to before noon, no matter
I'm
what.
probably more tolerant in the morning. After I have a day of stupid people, it's like I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah, it depends on the day.
I need my caffeine, my nicotine, and something in my belly because then I'm fine. And I have to come to terms with the fact that, okay, I've got to do this, 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 and this today. And just give me time. That's all I need is quiet.
I get most of my day done without having eaten anything that day.
I was gonna say, like, when I got here today, that's the first time I actually sat down.
Like
and
when
ate
I got
something.
home from school,
Mm-hmm.
9 hours at school, didn't have anything really. I had a little granola bar thing.
My stomach would be sounding like rolling thunder.
And
the class would not be able to continue on.
No soda or anything.
Yeah.
My inner fat girl would eat one of the people in my class. They would be gone.
Yeah, I don't have time in the morning to like. No, you can't talk to me until I get this done, this done, this done. No, so was I. Like I say, I wake up 10, 15 minutes before I gotta start waking up Delilah, and that's just so I can go in there, go pee, find her laundry, get the ice maker going, and then wake her up.
I was a minute late for school.
Well, we were almost late.
All right. How about fear? What do you fear?
Clowns.
Not living up to my full potential.
Oh, you stole mine.
Clowns.
Mine is
Clowns are kind of fun.
not living up to my full potential and leaving this earth before my kids get their shit together.
You'll be here for a couple lifetimes, let me tell you.
Good. Good.
This Missy girl, she's a wreck.
I know. Train wreck.
Anybody else got any fears? Oh, spiders, snakes, creepy crawly things,
Burning alive,
flying cockroaches,
Being
roaches
buried
of any
alive.
kind.
heights,
Oh, being
spaces.
buried alive. That would be horrible.
closed spaces with my arms down. No, with my arms up. I'm afraid people are gonna tickle my armpits.
Yeah. Never fall on a
I
tree.
grew up with
I'm gonna
you.
be like this.
Who would use your weight to your advantage, and you'd
well,
sit on us and tickle
I
us.
was a heavy savvy back then.
Oh, we know.
Now, if it crawls,
My background is
slithers, if it crawls, slithers, creeps, flies, get away
Centipedes.
from me.
Why are there that many legs?
I don't know. Just thank God you don't have to buy them shoes.
Really hairy people.
Ew.
Yeah.
A lot of body hair scares me.
Yeah.
I imagine
They're hiding under there.
big beards, food,
Yeah.
get stuck in it. No,
What if
Bugs.
they've got a tick in that beard
Yeah.
and they don't know it?
Or something.
I just imagine like,
Ugh.
wouldn't your burp smell stick around in the hair?
No.
I mean,
Well,
just
okay.
because mom shampoos her beard doesn't mean.
She's like, no, it's good.
No.
No, we're good.
Mine smells good.
Yeah, you'd know if I had a beard. No, seriously.
I'm serious. This stuff scares me.
Semis. Driving next
Driving
to
next to a
semis.
semi on the expressway.
I was driving next to them in the pouring rain today.
I don't care if I have to do 175 miles an hour. I am getting away.
I did 178.
Mm.
A little
I was
faster.
going.
Yeah, there's a cop behind you.
All right, let's get back to serious. What about
getting pulled
triggers?
over? Because mine's gonna be a felony.
Yeah.
I'm getting my license taken.
If I ever get pulled over, I'm going to make it for a good reason. I want to get my bang for my buck, you know?
I'm just trying to walk away without a ticket.
Right?
Like, no, leave me alone. Not another ticket on Tanner's birthday.
That's what you get.
What about triggers? What triggers your anger?
Oh, hey.
No, real triggers. Something that is just, there's no turning back.
Lazy people.
People chewing with their mouth open, crunching.
True. Desi with her stupid bottle of ice, and I know she can hear me because she's listening.
Yeah,
People that
she
like
left
suck
us.
their teeth. Like,
Desi, she does that.
And I mentioned it to her, and she's been more
Uh-oh,
catches
I
about
think
it.
she's coming.
With a bottle of ice.
Yeah.
Mine are
Sound like an
seeing people being taken advantage of.
Being taken advantage of.
Yeah. Seeing people being bullied or being attacked by another person. And people disrespecting me, my family, an elderly person, a handicapped person, or a veteran. Because them's fighting words. Those are basically my biggest triggers.
My
That-
triggers depend on the day.
True that.
No, I'm talking things that will cause you to get physically violent with another person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
Depends on my mood. Certain days I'm like, fine, hit that old lady.
Some days I've got that hair trigger that just goes off at the slightest little thing.
There's Desi with the water.
Is she sucking her teeth?
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to work on most of my triggers, because I mean, anything can trigger me. If you're in that mindset, if you're in a bad mood, somebody breathing could trigger me.
Slow drivers. Hate them. Can't stand them.
What about a bucket list? Let's get into it.
A bottle of ice.
Is she sucking her teeth?
Desi's back.
Oh man.
She left us. But she's finally back. Glad to have you back.
Eh.
So a bucket list. I'm going to go over mine first, of course. And I'm trying to be realistic when I write this because, I mean, we could come up with a million things on a bucket list, but I want to publish 8 more books. I eventually want to have my own radio show. I want to have at least one of my books made into a movie. I want to have at least one of my books turned into a series. I want to proficiently complete tactical training. I'm talking like gun range type stuff, tactical. I want to quit smoking above all things. I want to take and complete kickboxing courses. I want to go all the way through, I'm talking MMA style. I want to be, this is my funny one. I want to be in 4 places at the same time.
You can. There's that one border. It's like Idaho.
No, we could even do it in Wisconsin. Go to one spot where 4 cities connect.
Well, I want to go big. Like I want to do the states. Like that's
that too. I want to start with little baby steps, like Wisconsin. That's local. That's more realistic. And I still want to touch a human soul.
Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's go there. And when I say touch a human soul, no, I do not mean reaching in your chest and playing gotcha with your soul. I want to write something that not only moves somebody to tears, but changes their life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm done. Who's next? Bucket list.
You didn't tell us about this one.
About what?
About this one.
Yes, I did.
Like 2 hours before. You said,
You're the one who
wanna...
came up with this idea.
And
yeah,
then
you
Mom
came up
said
with
we're
it
doing
last
this
week.
other plan.
What are you going to do?
Name something.
Run around the mall naked.
What?
Not getting drunk. I don't know.
Something that won't hurt us.
Don't know.
A goal that you want to, something you want to do before you die.
Skydive.
Yeah.
We can go skydiving.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be able to do CPR on me in midair.
Moving CPR.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go skydiving.
Okay.
And
What
travel
else?
more.
Ride a train. I've never been on a train.
I've never been on a plane. And
I've
I
been
don't
on
want
the
my
zoo
first,
train.
I don't want my first time going on a plane where I'm jumping out of it. So I want to travel somewhere on a plane.
That might just really get you over the fear of airplanes, though.
I've been on airplanes. I've been on trains.
Look at
I've been
you.
on
It's my bucket list.
Greyhound
Shut up.
buses.
Yeah, I've never been on a plane.
I'm going to go on a party bus.
Yeah.
Ones with the stripper poles in them. You asked. I answered.
Oh, good Lord. Something that is going to leave a mark.
Jumping out of an airplane might leave a mark.
I want to make history. I want to do something epic.
I want to finish school.
I'll just go back to school.
You ever hear back from
Yeah, I avoided it from school.
Missy?
I was busy.
Haley did too. She turned around and did it.
I talked to her the first time and she made my brain hurt.
Too smart for you?
No. She should be at my house cleaning my floors. That's all. She was.
What about you, Destiny? You're just sitting over there. You're not talking.
She says she's not participating in life.
Not in this lifetime, she does.
Next time.
Yeah, catch her next round.
Yep, maybe.
You don't have any one thing that if God came to you right now and said, "What do you want to do before you die?" Don't say live. I'll smack the teeth right out your head. Seriously. Your dying wish, besides being able to live longer.
Yeah, if the genie came to me and said, "You get 3 wishes," can I get 3 more, please?
Oh no, I wish for eternal wishes.
Yeah, that would be great.
Shit, if I got a genie, I'm going to be greedy. I'm asking Destiny.
I'll let you know when we get there.
Oh, Lord.
This was the answer. Yeah, I want to travel.
Travel.
More.
See, that doesn't really interest me. Like,
Your road trips don't interest you?
my road trips are selfish. I'm going to find
Bucket
my...
lists are selfish.
I'm going
That's
to
like
find
a list of stuff you want.
my ancestors, my heritage, my roots.
I want to take a road trip with no... I don't want to say no game plan, because then we all just sit there going, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Depends on who you're with.
Yeah.
Because the three of us could have no destination in mind and
We just go.
have a hoot and a half.
Yeah.
Call me
Granted,
when you get back.
Okay.
I mean, are you going to sing Pitch Perfect? I don't think so.
Did you
Get ready,
not see the
bitches.
YouTube video that I did? Well, videos.
I was in it. I know.
Yeah.
Drunk car karaoke.
We did it sober, though.
I
We
was
did it
not the
sober.
driver, mind you. I was not the driver. I was the passenger with my $1,200 phone sticking out the window, videotaping us all singing.
Yeah, we do it sober. We don't need alcohol.
It
We
was.
are the fun.
How often do I drink? Don't make me sound like a drunk.
Well, I'm just saying. You said you did it. You know, when you're drinking. We carpool karaoke. Just going to Walmart.
I say we're just
Maria's good for that. All you got to do is turn on
Mhm.
gangster rap from 90s, from any kind of songs from like the 80s and 90s, and Maria is singing.
Brittany.
And she does it for, today's music too, but she is a fun drive along. Unless you take her into the mountains, unless
And then
you take
most of
her
it's
near
real.
water.
I thought it was pretty funny.
I was watching both of them have a panic attack, and I was ready to jump out the car.
I was just laughing. When the three tornadoes were forming right next to us.
That was fun.
She was shaking so bad, I thought we were going to have to give her CPR. Yeah, she was going down for the count. But I don't blame her because, I'd panic too, but not to that
It was
extent.
definitely Dumb and Dumber sitting in the front seat.
Yeah, what do you mean that's an extent? You both were.
How many times did I point out?
Trigger. That was one of my triggers. People acting fools when they're scared.
Mom and Marie near water.
And then nobody would pull over so that I could drive. Like the one that was like, okay, like we're
Where
good.
the hell were we going to pull over?
Stop
There was
the freaking car.
bang on the microphone. Bitch.
Yeah. Get it from my mama. Look, stop the car.
The road was literally 1.5 car lengths wide.
But
The whole road,
it was wide
oncoming
enough for
traffic,
you guys to
up
stop
a
and let
mountain,
me, like, try to
with
back up.
water over the railing.
I know, but we were able to stop for that.
Yeah, she makes us stop for a cow to look at a cow that was
Okay,
crossing.
but I got you guys to stop for that, but you're not gonna stop for a tornado?
Motherfucker was chasing the car.
I didn't think she was gonna buck up at me like that. I thought it
Why would you stop for a tornado? Wouldn't you just get to the hotel? That was
No, we're
3
talking
minutes
about the
away.
cow.
But I'm saying you guys
I
would
know.
stop for the cow, but you wouldn't stop for the. I'm not saying stop, but like let somebody drive.
Slow down and then switch seats?
Okay. She was going like 2 miles an hour, anyways.
Do you people see what I have to deal with on a daily?
And we did it for my mom.
Right.
We learned from the best.
Well, there's Wayne's reminder to take his blood pressure medication. Okay, anybody else? What was the last
Bucket
question?
list.
Bucket
Bucket
lists. Okay, one of my bucket lists is to go on a road trip with Marie and the whole family. Well, not the whole family. Us
Doesn't
five.
matter.
Us five. And
Not have a panic attack.
have an actual itinerary. And no panic attacks. Okay, next.
Yeah. I mean, no.
I want to swim with a
but-
dolphin. And a shark.
Yeah.
Swim with a dolphin?
I'm
Yes.
swimming with a shark, actually, where you go in the tank and then
And
they
I
drop
wanna-
you down.
Well, I want, the
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I just saw that on 911 and it
Oh.
didn't go well.
No, but I mean, if we're in it together, we'd be good. We'd be laughing.
We would laugh
We'd be
while
making
being eaten
jokes
by a shark.
and like twerking in the shark's face or something like that. Can't touch your feet.
Well, you guys have fun in the water with the shark. I'll be up there filming it and laughing.
But I want to go swimming with a dolphin where it like
You get to hold on to the fin?
hold on to the fin, or it pushes you by your feet and launches you out of the water.
I want to go on one of those water jet things.
Oh, the
Without, I know I'd end up just launching myself 100 feet
into a
down.
bridge or something. Just head
Marie
first into the
commented.
water.
What
Oh,
Marie
God.
said.
I'm finally freaking here.
We've been talking about you all night,
That's
girl.
because I texted her and she's like, I'm at Target. And I said, hurry up.
No, I want to go on a road trip with Marie and have an itinerary where we're not sitting there going, what do you want to do? I don't know. I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Well, we need to go somewhere new, too.
Not Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I don't want to go outside of Wisconsin.
What is so good about Wisconsin?
Right?
Nothing.
Nothing, but
Ooh, we got
traveling
cheese
really doesn't interest me.
Okay. Why do you get so butthurt when we didn't invite you then?
I don't know, just to get butthurt.
Oh, we know.
Like they got creams for that.
Oh, I know. Andy helps.
Yes. Deodorant helps with the taping.
But even if we had no destination in mind, we just get into a
I think
vehicle.
with that group though, you have to have a destination. You have to have a plan.
I know if we didn't have destination, we would just end up eating a lot.
My inner fat girl agrees.
Yeah.
And
But also, I
accepts.
hate a car full of people going in a drive-through.
Oh, yeah, I know.
We're going in.
Yeah.
Marie says Wisconsin sucks.
True that, Bobcat.
Yeah.
Is she going to drive?
True that.
I mean, you don't drive it because we're going on the expressway anyways.
Yeah, I don't like the expressway.
I got it now.
So I mean, if we're gonna go driving, you might as well go see something besides cornfields and cows. I want to go back and find my cow though. She needs a hug. It's been a
Yeah.
long winter. She needs a hug.
So where do we want to go?
Anywhere. I honestly don't care. I am so excited about going to Indiana this weekend. Even though we're not gonna be really out and about seeing much.
Yeah, my granddaughter is in a beauty pageant this weekend. So everybody please cross your fingers and say a little prayer for my granddaughter Delilah, who's going to be in her multi-millionth beauty pageant.
Actually,
Marie
she hasn't
says-
done too many yet.
She's done a million.
Marie says, knowing us, we'd end up in Canada.
You mean like when we were in Prairie du Chien and we took a wrong turn and ended up
Tried
in
going
We
to
went to go to
Walmart,
Walmart, you
and we
ended up in Iowa.
Iowa? We crossed that
Huh?
effing bridge,
I love that bridge.
and I made Marie turn around and do a U-turn on
I mean,
it.
what are you supposed to do? Go back, go further in Iowa?
I couldn't. I had my gun on me.
I'm just saying, you had to turn around. We were going to Walmart.
Well, we could have turned around at the end of the bridge, but my panic attack sent us into a do it now.
I mean, it didn't help that GPS told us turn left here. There's water, ma'am.
Yeah.
GPS is trying to kill us.
We
that
were
night.
going to throw the GPS right out the window and make her swim.
What's even more fun is that the GPS was the car's radio.
Yeah. Yeah, so we had to drive with no music because it was like GPS is on.
Well, let's go. Let's think of a game plan. Where do we want to go? I still want Bill and Gunnar at least. Yeah, I know Maria won't do it, to come to Wisconsin and go on a ghost hunting adventure with us. Even if we have to go on one of those, where they have tour guides that walk you through. I mean, when we do it by ourselves, it's a lot more fun because some of those tour guides can be pretty stick in the muddish, But when we go to our ghost hunts, I feel a lot more in control. And
I mean, even when we go to the guided ones, we end up usually taking over anyways. I mean,
We definitely ended up leading the last one.
yeah, we end up being like the stars of the
yeah,
show.
but then they get all butthurt.
I don't
and-
care about their
That's
feelings. I'm
something
not
they can
there.
talk to their doctor about.
Yeah, I'm not there to soothe your butt hurtness. I'm there to get my money's worth, and we did. So
Marie, where do you want to go? Pick a location.
and not Johnny Depp's house.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I will draw
He's
the
in
line.
the UK right now.
Yeah, she said before he We should have stayed in Iowa.
There was nothing but cornfields as far as the eye could see.
Well, I mean,
I didn't even see a cow.
We drove for like an hour and saw nothing.
I know, but I'm saying like when Tanner and I were in Minnesota and we'll go over into Iowa, it's like driving into Waukesha, like, well, or Wisconsin Dells, like the little shops everywhere and things like that. It all
Depends on
depends
where you
on
go.
what area
Yeah.
you go to. Just like in Wisconsin, the further up north you go, the less there's around.
It's so nice.
I would love to have a house out that far where I had no neighbors. Where
But also, I don't want to drive an hour to Walmart.
Yeah.
Walmart delivers.
Not out
Not
there, they
that
don't.
far.
Not out there, they don't.
Mm-mm.
Well, they can mail it to me.
You're gonna mail your milk to yourself?
Yeah.
Let's
And-
rethink.
And
Back to the
getting to a
drawing
gas
board.
station, Walmart's an hour away. Where's the nearest gas station? To get to the Walmart, that's an hour away.
I want to fly to Tennessee and just walk around.
Yeah. Yeah, there's certain places I want to fly there just because I don't want to waste my time like driving there.
I'd love to drive through, but who's really going to drive that far?
Yeah. I mean, we got enough drivers together.
Marie can sit in a car for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Marie has the world's smallest bladder.
No, Candy does.
That was key.
Oh, wait, that was Candy.
Mason or dashing.
Me at school.
Yeah.
I had to go 3 times to.
Tanner today.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I'm peeing so much. Why because you're drinking so much? Stop drinking. Have a cotton ball.
What was that?
Oh,
It's a
one of the-
cat sneezing. It sounded like a little girl laughing.
Yeah, I was like, that's so funny. Switch it. We're going supernatural now.
Yeah.
Supernatural.
Make it. I peed 4 times today.
Oh, Lord. Can we get back to
We're on bucket list.
bucket lists? Yeah.
We're talking about travel.
Okay. So we go to Tennessee. What are we going there for?
I mean, you can literally spend a week in Nashville and still not experience it all.
Well, yeah. What city was it that Dante was in? And he got some guy walking behind him, going inside his backpack, trying to steal his
Gonna get
bottle.
it.
That's what happens when you have a bottle of Tito's hanging out of your backpack walking down the street.
Yeah.
I'll walk up to you and snatch it.
Marie said, yes, my bladder is horrible.
The only things that I'd ever want to even go to in Tennessee is like Johnny Cash's grave. Possibly go tour Elvis's, house, Graceland.
Do you think you can take care?
I wonder if my concealed carry is good in Tennessee. I think it is. Okay,
It's a
I'm in.
sketchy area.
Oh yeah, I know. I can't believe all of the graffiti just on the outside gates. You can go ahead and just close the blind, Desi. The longer you drag it out, the worse it is. What do you guys want to see there? I don't want to just sit in bars like Dante did and, listen to Morgan Wallen singing.
Okay.
Then I didn't want to go.
Pretend you didn't say it.
Yeah.
Because like Dante went to, I think it's like Jason Aldean's rooftop bar or something like that. Morgan Wallen was there. He sang live, performed the whole album. There's a whole handful of country singers there.
Who did
He even
meet
sat
that
down
didn't
and
even,
talked.
He
know?
met Morgan Wallen. He met Luke Combs. I
Well,
think
Morgan
Eric
Wallen
Church.
actually sat down at Dante's table and was talking to him,
Mhm.
which was pretty cool,
Not one autograph.
Yeah.
Yeah, how dumb is that?
I don't think he realized who they were.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Marie said, I don't want to do big cities in other states. Most are like or worse than Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the world we live in nowadays, though.
I want to go to Walmart in Memphis and run into Dolly Parton at 2 a.m.
Nashville.
Oh yeah, it's
You would
Nashville.
not catch Dolly in Memphis.
She posted herself that she likes going to Walmart at that hour of night because nobody's around.
I said Calm down, Karen.
I'll bite your nose off. Yeah, I mean, if
I
we're
just
gonna
want to
go,
go. Just go.
Yep. So we're definitely gonna have road trips with everybody, and then road trips with just us three.
that's okay. And me and Maria will go places too in Wisconsin.
I'm down for Wisconsin trip
Yeah.
too.
I'm saying we want to do
Yeah.
stuff that you guys don't want to
Yeah.
do, so I mean we're still gonna do
I'll
it.
go
You know what I want to do for one of our supernatural Sundays is I want to have one of the local psychic readers come and do readings for people online.
Mm.
You know what I mean? An interactive where whoever is in the room, you know, the live.
We'll have to figure something out for that because the chat lags behind what they're hearing.
20 seconds.
Or figure out a way. Maybe I can talk to Bill and he could tell us how we can take like call-ins or something.
Yeah.
And then do it that way. Anybody else with the bucket list? No? All right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap it up for tonight. That's been enough crazy for
I want to
tonight.
pet a bear.
It's
Oh,
very
hug a
likely.
tiger.
It's very
Just,
likely
go
because
to-
Go to Conwalk.
Oconomowoc
Waterford.
is it Heartland? I know Waterford and Oconomowoc. They all had bear sightings in the last 2
Yeah.
weeks.
I want to go and pet like wild animals like you do like a dog.
I want to go on a safari.
I want to hug a giraffe's neck.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Giraffe's neck.
They
Why?
have really strong
Why?
necks.
Why?
They fight with their necks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to go on a safari.
See,
I want
my
to feed a
mama
giraffe.
didn't raise a
Let's go to
fool.
Milwaukee Zoo.
I know to keep my hands away from wild animals.
Nope.
And I ain't hugging nothing.
Oh, I'm hugging everything.
See, my mom didn't raise a wimp.
Yep.
I'm petting wild animals.
I'll go out there and lay with the
As
tigers.
long as it's not a centipede.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Who said what?
Marie said that the chat lags, not the video.
Okay.
There's no video.
Like the chat.
Yeah,
Stream.
If anybody else has any other topics that they'd like to touch on with us, leave it in the comments, or you can email me at nikkiluciano@yahoo.com. Otherwise, text me if you have my phone number. If you don't have my phone number, you weren't meant to have it. I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight. So, like I said, hit me up. Let me know what your ideas for future topics are. Until Sunday, when we have Supernatural Sunday, this is Nikki Luciano signing off. Have a blessed night.